rare, real photos you need to see. Veterinarians used a scanner at the zoo to investigate the recurring ear infections of Banu, a 12-year-old Asiatic lion, after prior treatments proved unsuccessful. A protester covered in fake blood participated in an abortion rights rally outside the U.S. Supreme Court in Washington. The Ironman World Championships began with its swimming segment. Two Herons cows clashed horns in a qualification round for their breed's annual national competition. Turquoise meltwater filled a large hole atop an iceberg in the Bay of Disco, where icebergs calve from the highly productive Jakobshavn Glacier. Volcanic gases ascended from the Kilauea lava flow that had crossed Pohoiki Road near Highway 132 in Pahoa. Illuminated Niagara Falls left an observation point at its base encased in ice. A visitor previewed artwork by Bahamian artist Tavares Strachan at the 58th Venice Biennale. Astronaut's vintage suit interior. An 1800s wax model from the Mutter Museum depicts the severe effects of late-stage syphilis for medical education. The Statue of Liberty's head was exhibited in France in 1878. This is how huge 5 MB IBM hard drive was. A relic of the Islamic prophet Muhammad's beard is displayed at the Mevlana Mausoleum in Konya, Turkey. The last photo of the Titanic. Ed Gein, a notorious American serial killer, crafted gloves from human skin. A German tunnel mural memorializes 21 lives lost in a 2010 festival stampede, evoking a haunting ghost story. A Berlin sculpture portrays politicians discussing global warming, symbolizing recent years. Original Ronald McDonald, 1963. The image shows the remains of Komarov, the first astronaut to perish during a space mission. Nejum, meaning sweetie, was the first known named pet cat, living in Egypt 3,500 years ago. A 1903 photograph depicts an executioner in India. A 1979 behind-the-scenes shot captures the filming of the opening crawl for The Empire Strikes Back. Young 16-year-old Princess Elizabeth, 1942. A rare atmospheric phenomenon created this stunning Dubai cityscape, where contrasting air temperatures produced a blanket of fog. 1920, deserted Fremont Street in Las Vegas, contrasting with its later bustling state. A 1985 photograph captures the youthful figures of Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. 1914, painters working precariously on the Brooklyn Bridge cables. 1969, Niagara Falls temporarily devoid of water. An 1885 photograph documents the unboxing of the Statue of Liberty. The interior of an early airplane. 1930, a 1930s photograph depicts young Chinese girls undergoing the painful centuries-old practice of foot binding, a custom that caused widespread disability and eventually ceased in the 20th century. The construction of the Golden Gate Bridge, 1937. The Topkapi Palace Museum displays Muhammad's letter to the Egyptian ruler, the Muqawqis, with the original document and its transcription side by side. A photograph documents the severe blizzard of 1960. Tragic scene of unwanted babies being offered for sale in Italy. 1940s. The guillotine blade used in the execution of Marie Antoinette. Thick smoke billowed from Indonesia's Mount Merapi, its most active volcano. A photograph captures Steven Spielberg alongside the mechanical shark used in Jaws. Portable television concept. 1967. A 356 MB hard disk. Ale Khan's capture of a large manta ray, 1933. The 1911 winter freeze of Niagara Falls. The world's first successful photographic image captured in France, 1826. The first McDonald's branch. A 1938 mirror selfie captures a youthful 23-year-old Frank Sinatra. Unconventional portrait of a Victorian lady, 1840. Complete vintage Kodak camera set with its original packaging and accessories. Franz Reichelt's fatal jump from the Eiffel Tower while testing his parachute, 1912. A haunting photograph captures the gaze of a Hiroshima survivor, their eyes reflecting the devastating nuclear blast of August 8, 1945. The assembly of the Statue of Liberty. A photograph documents Bayer's 1898 production of heroin as a cough remedy. Ecta Wagner's futuristic vision through advertising cards, 1930. The inaugural modern Olympic Games held in Athens, Greece in 1896. Times Square, 1909. The kamikaze pilots attacked Pearl Harbor. Nagasaki atomic bombing survivor, 1945. A photograph shows the real-life inspiration for Winnie the Pooh alongside Christopher Robin. The first electrocardiogram or ECG machine. The first ever image of a milk drop coronet demonstrating time freeze photography, 1957. Prankster's alteration of the Hollywood sign, 1971. The eyeglasses John Lennon wore at the time of his death. The original subway store, 1965. Walter Yeo, a soldier who underwent the first plastic surgery, 1917. The first thermometer. New York police officer performing a dangerous stunt by hanging from a building. Dubai Airport and its undeveloped surroundings, 1980s. Hitachi K88 portable television, 1970. Professor M.S. Narasimhan demonstrating India's first digital computer to Jawaharlal Nehru at TIFR, 1928 London bus. Times Square, 1921. A 1910 Coca-Cola delivery truck. A 1989 photograph captures the original Google team. Laika, the space dog in her spacesuit, 1957. A railway engine on the Darjeeling Himalayan Railway line, circa 1880. The cruelties inflicted during British rule. Chevalier Jackson employed a doll, Michelle, to demonstrate his non-surgical method of removing foreign objects from children's throats. A photograph depicts the separated graves of a Catholic woman and her Protestant husband. 1914, William Harley and Arthur Davidson. The 19th century specimens display the deformative effects of gout on human hands, a condition experienced by the collector, Dr. Thomas Dent Mutter. A photograph documents a bulky 6-pound switchboard device, an early predecessor to the smartphone, circa 1880. The Michigan Micro Mote, a tiny computer, was surpassed in miniaturization by IBM's even smaller salt grain-sized device. The image portrays the Statue of Unity, a towering monument to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, which is nearly twice the height of the Statue of Liberty. A photograph captures the Statue of Liberty during its construction phase. The scenic iceberg alley off the coast of Newfoundland. 1912, two young survivors of the Titanic disaster, aged 4 and 2. The 1885 arrival of the Statue of Liberty's feet on Liberty Island. The London Underground in 1890. 1888 Great White Hurricane blizzard that struck New York and the Northeast. From the Mutter Museum's Grimm's Anatomy exhibit displays dried hands, highlighting the original dark nature of Grimm's fairy tales. The construction of New York's Flatiron Building, 1902. Anandi Gopal Joshi, India's first female doctor. A promotional pamphlet for the Titanic. The rare moment of two bullets colliding mid-air during World War I, 1915. Visitors observing the Xiaolangdi Dam releasing sediment from China's Yellow River. Anna Coleman Ladd's work creating facial prosthetics for World War I soldiers. Maurice Tillet, a French wrestler with a striking resemblance to Shrek, 1945. The Beatles' first and final photos together, taken 7 years apart on the same date. American soldiers returning home after World War II, 1945. The interior of the Titanic. Lumberjacks from the year 1900. Walt Disney's original sketch of Mickey Mouse. A pediatric artificial respirator. 1930, the near completion of the Christ the Redeemer statue. A circa 1890 photograph shows artificial legs from the UK. The 1860 instrument used to measure blood pressure. A 1931 photograph captures Londoners watching television. An Icelandic pylon concept reminiscent of the Iron Giant. Talgo locomotive in Spain, 1942. Giant hands emerging from the canals of Venice. McDonald's menu from the early 1970s. Einstein's unsuccessful doctorate application at the University of Bern. The Empire State Building's construction, 1920. The acoustic technology used to detect enemy aircraft before radar's invention. Chicago car park, 1932. India a century ago. 5,000-year-old Sumerian house plan. A 1908 photograph captures the streets of New York City. the Golden Gate Bridge on its opening day, May 27, 1937, in San Francisco. The models who posed for the American Gothic painting. The aftermath of VJ Day celebrations in New York City. The German Army's smallest and tallest soldiers during early World War II. German soldiers preparing to execute a communist militant in Munich, 1919. Street vendor selling mummies in Egypt, 1865.